Yep. So, I don't know who this is on my t-shirt, but I found it in the laundry, and so I'm just wearing a shirt because usually in most of my videos I don't want to wear a shirt, so I'm wearing a shirt now. So, yeah. Okay, that was random. So, today I want to talk about a trip I just came back from, sort of. I went... Hold on a second, my dog wants out. Okay, back. Dog wanted out, so, funny story, actually. I'll start from the beginning of how all of this happened. I went on a trip to Chicago, and went to a convention, and also met a Tumblr friend, and how did that happen? Well, so, one day on Tumblr, I was bored as F and lonely, and so I posted on Tumblr, I'm like, hey, does anyone want to roleplay with me? And if you don't know, I have a Nigma blog, an Edward Nigma blog, and I haven't roleplayed in like forever, so I was like, might as well try, maybe I'll meet someone. And someone, like, maybe a few hours later messaged me that they were sure that they wanted to roleplay with me. And also, we had met before on a chat, on like a Gotham chat, because if you don't know, the Gotham fandom is pretty close together, and so most of us kind of know each other. I mean, we're all very... I mean, we don't all know each other, but we all kind of, I don't know the word for it, or know of one another, but may not talk. Anyways, so yeah, that happened, and like, I think after a few messages, we realized that, boom, we got along so well. Usually I'm kind of iffy with other people on Tumblr because you can, after a few messages, you can kind of see if it's forced or if it isn't. Not that I'm saying from past experience, but, I mean, sort of. But typically, since I'm an introvert, I have a hard time forcing a conversation even though people seem like it's normal. I don't know. Apparently, I'm good at acting like I'm extroverted. After about a few weeks, they invited me to go to Chicago just to meet them, and, well, I think also there was a convention, so I was like, oh man, that sounds amazing, I totally want to do that. And so I didn't think there was any way I could go by myself. Obviously my parent wouldn't allow that, but I was like, hey, and my sister and her boyfriend, she moved out with her boyfriend, and so I asked them if they wanted to go to Chicago to a convention because they've never been to one. And so they're like, oh yeah, sure. And if you don't know, this convention was called Heroes and Villains Fan Fest. And Robin Lord Taylor was going to be there, which I was super excited about. I actually convinced them to take me there. The weeks kept going on, and I thought that maybe things would happen and we wouldn't be able to go. But we did end up going, and that drive was terrible because it was 9 hours. Because I said I'm from Arkansas, and so we had to drive all the way up there. There are a lot of things in Chicago that my town doesn't have, which was super weird because we were like in the futuristic world, and then back then it's, or I mean back down here it's like the dinosaur times or whatever. But it wasn't new to me, but it kind of was because we were staying there for 2 days. Everyone in my family was worried that my Tumblr friend, which their name is Nigmatica, which I'll call them that, was going to be a killer, and I wasn't, of course I wasn't scared of that because we voice chatted and did a video call, so I was like, I'm not going to be a killer, that's stupid, like who would think that? And of course, I mean, parents are usually afraid of that because of their generation. But he was not a serial killer because I came back alive. And then I made the joke that, what if we were the serial killers? And yeah, so him and I decided together to dress up as Nigma and Oswald, and which also fit our roleplay, which we never ended up doing, but that's okay. That's fine. We made a friendship out of it anyways. And so I had to end up doing like a basic suit thing, but Nigmatica actually did a lot of tailoring himself on his suit, and like it looked perfect. Totally Oswald. Even the shoes were bedazzled. So we went to the con together as Ed and Oswald, and it was a bit of a smaller con, which was good because it was our first one, but we did see a few other Eds and Oz's, and we got a picture with one, which I wish, actually, we got a picture with Ed and Kristen, which is other. If you don't watch Gotham, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But we also got another picture with another Ed and Oswald, I think that was, possibly, I'm pretty sure, but I don't have the pictures, which is sad, because I took it on their own phone, and so I don't have it. But Nigmatica was nice enough to get us he already was going to the con, but he paid for a photo op for all three of us, which I don't have the picture of. I'm leaving it up to him to post it if he wants to, which will be on Tumblr somewhere. Selfishly, I paid for my own to get a picture with Robin by myself, which I do feel bad for because it could have been us three, but I was like, I need a profile picture. But oh my god, Robin was so nice and lovely, and it's weird seeing a character you care so much about and then seeing the person that portrays it and like how much you care for that actor as well. It all went so fast the first time. He like shook our hands and asked us our names and was like super hyped. That was for the first picture. And then for the second one, he recognized us again. I mean, he probably didn't remember our names because, you know, there's like a million people, not a million people, but a lot of people there that he has to remember. But he did recognize us from earlier, and I think he hugged us. I can't remember. It all went by fast. I know he hugged Enigmatica, which was super cute, and he was so nice. And the feeling I got off of him was like a familiar feeling. The second time I wasn't as nervous. I mean, I kind of was, but like he felt like a friend, even though I had no idea anything about him other than, you know, what I see in interviews, and I sound like a total stalker, but that's not what I'm trying to come off as. Just like a super nice guy, and so friendly. I can't even get over, like, I wish I could replay that moment in my head, but like I can't remember much of it other than like how wonderful he was. But here's some pictures that Enigmatica took of me and Robin, and the reason why he's looking at me in the first one was because Enigmatica threatened to say Nigmabopot, and then he did ended up saying Nigmabopot, and that's why he's giving me like this look, which I kind of seen, but I wasn't sure if I was, because I was kind of looking in the corner of my eye, so I didn't know for sure if he was looking at me, but I guess he was, and I kind of regret not turning my head, but next time maybe, I don't know. The art there was amazing. I guess there was quite a few panels there, maybe 3 or 4 or more, probably more. We only stayed for a day for the convention. While I was at Enigmatica's house, we watched Suicide Squad, which I'd never seen, which was, it was okay. For some reason, I don't like Jared Leto, don't kill me. And then we left the next day, which was kind of early. We didn't really get to see much of Chicago, but there was reasons for that, and, I mean, sort of reasons, but I won't go into it. But yeah, overall, it was an interesting time. And it's weird because I didn't miss home at all. It was just like a blank feeling. So I just had to like rant about how much frickin' Enigmatica was amazing for letting me go up there and staying in his house, and or letting us stay up in his house, and taking us to the convention, and then of course Robin. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I just had to like rant about that, and we did get a few videos. I mean, mainly my sister's boyfriend recorded these, so these are all mainly his, but I did get a few like little short videos, which I'll add at the end of here. Wait, we should totally take a picture with the penguin, like, in between us. You too, yay. I don't know. This thing is like, people are probably like, don't record me, but and he has this game, he's about to beat me for making fun of his Pokemon Go. And then Robin stroked this.
Oh, Robin stroked it. Sure.
Yeah, so I mean, this video was kind of pointless. You can't always meet Tumblr friends if you have the right resource, and it was a super great time. I mean, that kind of summarizes my trip. Everyone enjoyed it. I just had to tell you guys about that story, or trip, more of trip than story. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of like crappy and didn't really talk much, but it was great. I just love Robin. And yeah, I just had to rant about that because nobody knows who he is. So, yeah, thank you for watching.